weekly program about important issues and events in the two Virginias.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this edition of In Focus. So excited to talk about Beaver-Graham Week or Graham Beaver Week, either way, because I know people have their different favorite teams. But the big game is coming up on Friday the 26th, but there's a lot of fun looking ahead. Joining me now is Cecil Marson, the city manager with Bluefield. So Cecil, thank you so much for being here.
Mel, thanks for having me. This is great.
Absolutely. We're so excited to share details about the week of fun. And also joining us, Rick Showalter, Parks and Rec Director with Bluefield. So Rick, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Glad to be here. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Cecil, I'll start with you. There's a lot going on this week. What should folks know about?
Well, I'm the new guy to the area, and pretty quickly, once I got into southern West Virginia and the town of Bluefield, realized how important this rivalry, this football game is. It brings back all the reunion classes. The history behind it and the phenomenal athletes is absolutely unbelievable. Right now we've got two phenomenal coaches, Tony Palmer over at Graham and Coach Simon at Bluefield High. And so what we're trying to do here, I think after 2 years of slugging hard with COVID, to get the kids back in school and build, keep enhancing the school spirit between both communities and celebrating all these great kids. Rick here, my Parks and Rec Director, working with both municipalities and all the folks as best we can, are trying to build something, enhance what we already do, and have a wonderful week of different events, whether it's a pep rally or recognizing great legends of the rivalry, or a golf tournament to raise money, a coin toss to bring more money for the boosters, and just do all these great events and make it important for the kids and let them know they're super important. I mean, these athletes are phenomenal kids, and I think it's going to be a great event, and I'm just super excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's something we're all looking forward to, the game on the 26th. And Rick, but there's a lot of fun leading up to the game on Friday. So let's talk about some of the events that people might be interested in.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the 5K that we had yesterday has been going on forever, and we're glad to have that as a part of the week. But as Cecil was saying, I mean, we wanted to really do something for the kids and the athletes and the schools and the players and the fans and spectators. But there's a lot going on with this week that builds up. I mean, there's a lot of class reunions that come in that week, and they plan their reunion for this game, and they start coming in early. So many of them have kids or grandkids or, whatever now. So we really wanted to try to look at all different aspects of try to make it the best we possibly could. And so, as I said, the 5K kicks it all off for the first yesterday on the 20th, and then we go until the next Saturday for the Lemonade Festival. And the very first thing rolling into town, first time ever, is a carnival downtown.
Oh, cool.
Right next to the dog park.
Oh, neat. So when is the carnival?
So the carnival starts that Tuesday, and we're excited. That'll run from 4 to 10 o'clock every evening, and then all day Saturday for all the kids, and it's great. It's going to be right downtown, right near the rail yard and the Warlick Building and the bank, and it should give good enjoyment for the kids to do stuff downtown, and that'll run Tuesday through the entire week, and hope the reunion classes get down there. They can go have some fun. The rail yard, of course, is going to be open. They're going to have a beer tent in the big whiskey location, so the reunion folks can get together and chat, and the kids can play at the carnival during the week while that's going on, and it'll be great.
Yeah. Jeff DeCibio at the Chamber has been doing registration for the vendors. Huge crowd, it looks like, lined up for the week, and folks will get to come out and take advantage of the food that's available for that. The vendors that are set up with all the different sales that they have. It'll be terrific, with that festivities going on. And then there's evening stuff going on downtown too, which we can talk about here in a second. But it isn't just the carnival. Folks can come and go from the vendors to the other activities that are going on throughout the week on the different nights and stuff too.
And why do you all think it's important to have a week full of fun leading up to the game? So not just the game and tailgating, or whatever people decide to do, barbecues at their houses before they go to the game. Why do you think it's important to have a community event and different events, the carnival and the rail yards involved, and why is it important to have that for folks coming in or folks who live here?
Well, I would tell you we are very fortunate here, and this is very unique. I joke with a lot of folks, the amount of state championships between Graham and Bluefield, that's not very common. The rivalry is one of the best in the country. It's been nationally recognized. I mean, I think it's deserving of this kind of a week of festivity and carnival. We're very fortunate to have this great rivalry and have these great athletes, and it's really probably the biggest event in the area.
Yeah.
maybe except for maybe Christmas when folks come
Yeah.
in. But this is the reason to come home and see everybody. And I think they can see also, you know, in the backdrop of all that, the progress that's going on in this area and all the great work that both communities are doing. And I think it's just wonderful. Our kids deserve it. The community deserves it. And I think this is our way forward to celebrate this greatness that we are really fortunate to have two historically great coaches, historically great players. You know, the involvement in all this athletics is kind of in our DNA. And I'm so happy and fortunate that I get to live here now and be a part of it. I don't know, Rick, what do you think, bud?
Well, you know, it's Parks and Recreation is something that we're trying to get back up and rolling.
Yeah.
But with COVID and where everything's been in the last few years, you know, we talked to the principals, we talked to the ADs over there. It's a big week in terms of what goes on in the school. Everybody gets, you know, riled up about it. But it's, I think to add to what Cecil's saying is get folks back out there and enjoying life a little bit. And from everybody I talk to, they say this game may be the biggest ever,
Yeah.
just because of, you know, the fact we've been shut down for a little bit. And last year with the rain, we hope we don't get any rain this year to have to reschedule, but we're hoping for the best there. So I think it's just a good thing to do for the folks and to get them out and give them things to do. Yeah, got a lot of things the rest of the week to keep them busy.
Yeah, and let's talk about some of the other things that may be of interest to folks at home, Rick.
Yeah, so as we mentioned, the carnival rolls in, but then the next morning, Wednesday, we're really hoping to see a lot of alumni come out for the golf tournament. We've got a big trophy. It's going to have an annual event. It's a Captain's Choice Tournament. It's at Fincastle. It's $400 a team. And the neat thing about this is you get to pick your team, who you're rooting for, who you're playing for. And so, you know, Cecil's already got his foursome there. I hope to play on it. And other folks are lined up to play with registrations coming in. And we're hoping that we get 9 teams per side. Low score wins the trophy. And that trophy is going to be placed into the school. And then next year, you know, the winning school that we're representing. And the neat thing about this, which we really, again, wanted to do things with athletes, is all the proceeds from that, after we cover the cost, goes 50% to each school for their athletic programs.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So, you know, I think they're excited about that. They're not doing the work, we are. So, you know, I think the turnout will be good. It'll become an annual event that will just keep growing. It'll be fun for folks to have something else to do. Again, we hear that a lot of reunion folks do come in that early for the week with their families and stuff, so something for them to do. And then we jump straight into Wednesday night with, I mean, you were kind of a part of making this happen.
Yeah, Wednesday nights, the Granada, and, you know, Brian Tracy and his team have done such phenomenal work, you know, and the board and the BART committee, building the Granada and getting where it's at. So we want to show that off to the reunion classes, and I think another great part of that to entice folks to come in, we're going to bring some legends of the rivalry. So all the way from, you know, the 59 team that we won the first state championship through on the Bluefield Beaver side, we're going to bring in some of these great athletes. And we're going to talk about the history and all the different state championships. And then we're going to interview some of these great athletes that also are great citizens in their communities, not just great football players. They were. They've done a lot of great things, and just talk about what the rivalry means to them, and bring folks in to hear some of these stories. Jim Nelson's one of the gentlemen there. He's kind of a historian.
Yeah, from Bluefield State University.
Yeah, it's absolutely fascinating. You know, guys that went to the NFL, guys have done great things in business, and just the uniqueness of the rivalry and all these great teams and great players, and celebrate that. That's part of our culture. It's part of our DNA. And I hope it rubs off on some of the kids too, and they can see, you know, it's, you know, they can have a great life and a path forward after football. You know, and they learn the things they learn in football and use that in life. They'll be pretty successful. So we're bringing some of those folks in to help celebrate that.
So again, that's going to be a Meet the Athletes event?
It'll be Meet the Legends.
Meet the Legends.
So we'll have Coach Daniel Wells, also one of our board members, will be in there as well, helping to kind of MC the discussion. But of course, Daniel's working with the football team, so he'll give some quick updates, you know, kind of how the team's doing this year, and kind of build the excitement for the big game on Friday night. But I think it's just we need to remember this history. We need to capture it. It's a real important point to our community, and I'm excited to hear the stories and celebrate all these great folks who have been a part of it.
Okay, so Meet the Legends, that's happening at the Granada?
Yeah, it starts at 7 o'clock at the Granada, so, you know.
On Wednesday night.
On Wednesday night, folks go in, you got the vendors
Cool.
outside, carnival's going, and Brian, Tracy, and Nicole are going to have that place looking great. We'll see some videos, too. There's some really awesome historical footage
Neat.
of some of these old black and white of the games and everything
so cool.
else.
We have to take a quick break. We have so much more to talk about, though. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to this edition of In Focus, everyone. Cecil's getting a phone call. Anyway, you'll call him back, right, Cecil?
That's right. That's right.
I've had phone calls during these segments, too, so I'm just like, all right, I'll call you guys back when we're done. But we're talking about Beaver-Graham Week or Graham Beaver Week, however you want to look at it. There's a lot of fun activities going on. Really excited because the game is on Friday the 26th. And guys, that's at 7 o'clock, is it? Or what time is the 26th?
7:30 is game time.
7:30 is game time.
Yes.
7:30 game time, the 26th. You need to be there out at Mitchell Stadium.
Mitchell Stadium, it'll be the place to be.
Yeah.
On the east coast of the United States.
I think so. I think so. We may be a little bit biased here, but it's true. I mean, it's like this rivalry has gotten national attention. So anyway, Cecil and Rick, I want to ask you guys about looking ahead to next year, and I know you want to get some others involved as well. So let's talk about plans looking ahead too.
Yeah, I think this year is a great starter for us being, you know, Rick and I both knew working with the communities, but I think we can expand. I think when you go to Mitchell Stadium this year, you're going to see a lot more signage, you know, representing the state championships, also our two great colleges that play there, and try to give everybody, you know, some recognition of all the greatness. But I do think next year we need to look really closely at the stadium. I think there needs to be an area that memorializes our great athletes and our great coaches, some sort of area of champions. I think the fans and the community would really love to get together and have like somewhat of an alumni football game. Yeah. And I think that would bring a lot of folks in. I mean, these guys are great. They could work out for the next year, reason to get them in shape. And then before the big game, we can have another big game and have the alumni come in. But I'm, you know, asking for all kinds of great ideas. You know, we're doing a kind of a specific Legends of the Rivalry from the Bluefield side, but we don't have a legend unless we've got them from the other side too for the rivalry. So I'd like to do something potentially together with a lot of the great Graham athletes. And, you know, because the communities, you know, they're intertwined. Husband and wife are from one high school to the other. We work on both sides. And I think to me, it's kind of like the Army-Navy game that I've kind of grown up with when I was at West Point. So this is the Beaver G-Man game. But, you know, we are open to make it better and work together and just continue to build this and make this you know, just a really huge event and expand it more and more for our area. And really at the end of the day, it's whatever we can do to maximize it and give it the visibility for the children in our area so they love it and know how important they are to us. I'm 100% on board with that.
Right, and this is definitely a tradition year after year, this game, and it's great that there's a week full of activities that people can enjoy as well. Rick, do you want to touch or add to anything that Cecil was just saying about expanding and looking ahead to?
No, I mean, there's already some conversation after we got this out there. Some folks are like, you know, what are we doing for Graham? And the ideas are there, so we just have to form the committees far in advance. You know, I came in really the end of March, first part of April, and got introduced to a lot, thanks to Cecil throwing me under the bus, you know, and saying, go do this or whatever, and trying to keep up with him. But, you know, I think we've got a really good first year out there, and I think there is some interest on the other side of the high school and the principals and the ADs and the government, so who knows what can happen.
School board in the town, and just bring a team together. And driving a path to what's best for the kids in the communities. And we're totally open-minded to trying to do something even greater than what we have now.
Well, good. And I'd like to bring in Brian Tracy now. He's with BARC, Bluefield Arts Revitalization Corporation.
You got it.
I got it. Okay, good. I was like, you know, I got to practice this one, but that's what BARC stands for. So, Brian, let's touch a little bit more on what Cecil and Rick were saying about that Wednesday night event and then the Saturday event as well.
Right. And first, the Granada Theater, we're very pleased to play a role, and as Cecil mentioned earlier, in bringing the community together for Beaver-Graham, Graham Beaver Week. Yeah. Lots of things going on. On Wednesday night, as Cecil mentioned, we'll be showing football films at the Granada. I think our doors will open at 6 o'clock. So come out, make an evening of it, connect with old friends, see some highlights from past games. We want to be part of the community, and when I say community, I mean not just Bluefield, West Virginia, where the Granada is located, at 537 Commerce Street, by the way, downtown, but also for Bluefield, Virginia. It's very much meant to be a community facility. So come on out on that Wednesday night. And then on Saturday is the culmination of the weekend, of the week's activities. And also, we're celebrating the one-year anniversary of the reopening of the historic Granada Theater. Wonderful. 1 year to the day. And we're bringing in a very entertaining show band from North Carolina, first time playing in West Virginia. Think 60s, 70s Motown type music
cool.
with a stage show. Very entertaining evening. Tickets are affordable. They're available at bluefieldgranada.com or at the box office at the Granada Monday through Friday from 11 to 3 o'clock. That show will start at 7 o'clock. Doors will open at 6, so plenty of time again to come to the Granada, connect with old friends, make some new friends perhaps, and see a great entertaining band from North Carolina.
Right, and that's Saturday the 27th.
That's Saturday the 27th, the one-year anniversary of the reopening of the Granada Theater.
Okay, yeah, that's going to be fantastic. And Cecil, just touch more on how this really is a community effort. Brian was saying, you know, the Granada is located off Commerce Street in Bluefield, West Virginia, but it's open to those who live in the area of Virginia. You know, like this really is a community event that crosses state lines.
No, absolutely, and you know, our only way forward, like any good football team, is teamwork, right? And so we have to work together and support each other to grow this entire area. And Brian's big concert on that, you know, on Saturday evening is kind of the big bookend of all these great activities that everybody can kind of mark on their calendar. And after the great game on Friday night, we have a great day during Lemonade Days and enjoy all the festivities there. And then this is kind of the feather in the cap. Big event to kind of, you know, call it a week and get ready for the great school year for both schools.
You can come out that Saturday night if you feel like it. You can dance in the aisles.
That's right. That's right.
It's meant to be a party
Yeah, and
at
to
the
have
Granada
fun.
Theater.
Oh, love it.
To end the week.
We have to take one more quick break. We'll be right back after this. Everyone, this morning we're talking about the Bluefield-Graham Bluefield big rivalry going on in the game coming up on the 26th. But hey, in case you missed the story, we wanted to share it with you. So in Mercer County, we have a winner. Bluefield beat out Graham in the inaugural Battle of the Bluefields Car Wash. The two schools took part in the friendly competition, and it was a close one, right? Bluefield ended up raising $1,900 compared to Graham's $1,700, and after a donation, the two sides ended up collecting nearly $5,500.
The Beaver-Graham game, the football game, is a long-time standing event. It's kind of like the Super Bowl of Bluefield. It's something that, you know, the whole community gets behind, and it's a friendly competition between the two Bluefields. And it was just fun to be a part of that, to raise a little money for the athletics department.
And that money was split 50-50 by each school's football and cheerleading squads. So congrats to both teams. They did a great job raising money with the car wash. And then we have much more to talk about. We've been discussing all the great events going on for the week. So Cecil, there's some more things that we need to discuss, like the pep rally, tailgating, and other things.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll talk about you know, the 25th, the Thursday before the big game. Right now, we're looking at about 11 teams. We're going to have a huge parade downtown. You know, we're going to set up where we're going to let the athletes and this is middle school as well. The kids will walk down Commerce Street to Chicory Square. We want to have a kind of a walk of honor. The Bluefield High School band will be there playing while they're coming down in the library parking lot. But really, it's just to celebrate all our kids, all our great athletes, and let them know, hey, that's their day. The community loves them. They got our support. And just make it nice, and then allow the coaches just a few minutes to introduce the athletes when they get to Chicory Square. And then they can break away. I think the first day of school is that next day, so I don't know how late they'll stay out. I know the football team is going to be going to bed early, but get them, let them go down to Carnival. But, all the reunion classes, all the community can see all these great kids and tell them thanks and tell them we love them and have a great school year.
Yeah. So cool. And then also tailgating. Can we share some information about that with our viewers?
Well, yes, that starts out early Friday morning with the tailgating opening up, and you have to reserve in advance. Spaces reserved on the large spaces were taken within a matter of days. So those booked up quickly. You know, the smaller spaces, there may be some space left, so get a call in if you can, but you must have a reservation.
And who should they be calling if they're
The
interested?
Civic Rec, the Parks and Recreation Department for Bluefield City.
Okay.
And so it's alcohol-free in the tailgating area at request of the schools, and we're supporting that. So staff will be monitoring that going on. They've got that space, but then the parking lot is a bit different this year. So it's going to be blocked off until 4 p.m., and our police department will allow folks to come in to watch at that time. From what I understand from the principal over there at Graham, who's the homeschool this year, so they're the homeschool that gets to take the lead on what they want done and so forth. They have decided to open their gates at 5:30, from my understanding. So you get in at 4 o'clock, but you got a little bit of time to get up there. And they're doing a little bit different. The clear bag policy this year, from what I understand, talking with local folks, there aren't many clear bags on the shelves. I'm not sure they'll get them in, so you may want to get those ordered if you expect to, bring in something in a bag. Otherwise, you may have to empty your bag or not be allowed to bring it in. School's handling all of that for the game. And so we hope everything goes smoothly. It'll probably slow down the gates just a little bit. They do have gates on both sides. And then we just hope for a great game. Hope it's close, as it should be with these excellent teams, and look forward to it.
Yeah, how many people are we expecting? I know in years past it's been thousands.
It has. I think some of the bigger numbers are around 15,000. We're predicting it's going to be a huge year. You know, the last 2 years have been, with COVID, has been extremely challenging. And last year we had another COVID spread and kind of watered it down who could be here. But we're going guns a-blazing that we're going to have a full big crowd, and that's what we want. I want everybody to get back and see how beautiful the area is and come watch these great kids. So we're getting ready for a big crowd.
Yeah, this is going to be really exciting. And then also, let's discuss the Lemonade Festival a little bit too.
Yeah, so the Lemonade Festival, and I'll let Rick go into some great detail, but so that'll kind of kick off at 11 o'clock in the morning. You'll have the carnival. Our Parks and Rec are going to bring out a ton of bouncy houses. You're going to have all the vendors. I mean, a lot of those are food trucks, but also folks selling some of the nice stuff they put together. We're going to have all those folks out there. We're going to have dance teams, local dance teams out in Chicory Square. We're going to have Matt Deal playing some music as well. And we'll have the beer tent over at the Big Whiskey area from the restaurant there. And then, of course, Tony from the Vault's going to have Italian ices, brought in from New York that are lemonade, flavor, and so it's just exciting. Everybody's doing their little piece. The Blue Spoon will have stuff. So we're just trying to make a great day after a great night of a football game to go down there and enjoy. And then, of course, Brian is going to have it bookended at the Granada with a great
and all those
concert.
Activities you described there on Saturday.
Those are all Saturday.
Right, all Saturday. So,
All day on Saturday.
All day Saturday.
right, so the fun doesn't end after the game.
No, and you have the fire trucks and the police cars and the Bluefield Rescue Squad. I mean, there's just, our canines will be out there. There's just tons of events to enjoy pretty much, I think everybody leaves Sunday and heads home after the reunion week. So one last big hurrah, and it's super exciting.
Yeah, well, we have just a little bit of time left, a little over about a minute and a half. So I want to get concluding thoughts from all three of you on the importance of this week and the game. So Cecil, I'll start with you.
I think we're very blessed to have this tradition. And I think we're very fortunate that it's very unique and great communities. And I'm talking the broader area between both cities and all these great kids. And after 2 years of COVID, I cannot wait to have a wonderful week and have a great game and just celebrate everybody being together.
Absolutely. And Rick?
No, I'm looking forward to it. Being the first one, I heard all about it. And then we added these extra things. It's going to be terrific. As far as folks getting more information, all of this is out on the website. And you can get to it by going to mybluefield.org /playbluefield WV. So that's mybluefield.org /playbluefield WV.
Okay, good website for information. And Brian, concluding thoughts from you.
Well, as Cecil mentioned, I think two key words stood out for me: unique and celebration. And all of these events during the course of the week, the tradition of high school football, the other sports that'll be recognized at Chicory Square at that event on Thursday, the lemonade days and what that means to this community, and now the celebration of the Granada Theater being reopened for a year. All of that is what makes this place such a great place and a unique place to live.
Yeah, we're definitely really excited, and of course we'll be out there covering some of these events as well, but can't wait to see who wins this year. Any predictions before we go?
I don't know. It's going to be pretty competitive. So it's.
Any predictions, guys?
I like what Rick said. We're hoping for a close game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. How about that? All right. We've run out of time anyway, so they're off the hook.
Get us in trouble there.
Right, I know. All right, that does it for us. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, Mel.